I mean, I think she launched a fake Me Too allegation against him, and she's lived to regret doing it because virtually every allegation she has made has fallen apart. And so for her to be honored for doing that, to try to ruin a man over absolutely nothing, is a scandal. And obviously they're looking for big stars to come here and generate pages on their magazines, but that was very wrong.
My life was influenced most by my mother, sitting here tonight, Willie Elaine McAlpin.
Oh, Blake's mother!
Megyn Kelly just shattered the illusion Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds built at the 100 Gala, exposing what they desperately wanted hidden. Their polished image collapsed when Kelly boldly called out Blake's manipulative behavior on stage, leaving Hollywood's elite stunned. Backstage, the couple reportedly lost control after the public embarrassment. Sources claim Blake's obsession with perfection runs deep. She's allegedly been using everyone around her, even her own mother, to keep her flawless reputation intact.
Blake and Ryan and her mother decided to attend the TIME100 Gala. There they are. Look, I got to be honest, they are trying so hard. All these photos are just so ridiculous. Look at the gown. This photo really took the cake for me. And I don't know if you noticed over here. Who is this woman? She is my spirit animal because she wants nothing to do with this malarkey. She's like, oh God, get me out of here. Now this one right here, you're going to see in a second, that's Leslie Sloan. There she is. Here's my hero. Whoever, I don't know who that is, but I love her stone face. And there's Leslie Stone, which we get for the first time. She doesn't tend to like to be in the press, but we're going to put her in the press. There she is with Blake's mother, Ryan, on the red carpet as they get ready for photo ops, having a good time. Look how much fun they are having at the red carpet event because, you know, that's what couples who are suffering with traumatic, crippling fear and harassment do, is they go out and smile for cameras and act like there's nothing happening. You know, Ryan looks terrified. Like Ryan genuinely stuck between these women, all a PR stunt. I'm like uncomfortable. I'm visibly uncomfortable watching them sort of force themselves to events. So we were all asking, why are they at this event? What's actually...
The 100 Gala was meant to be a night of celebration, filled with glamour and admiration for the world's most influential figures, but it quickly transformed into Blake Lively's worst nightmare. As Megyn Kelly stepped onto the stage with her trademark confidence, no one in the glittering room could have anticipated the storm she was about to unleash. Her speech began innocently enough, with the usual polished smile and graceful tone, but when her eyes locked on Blake Lively's table, the atmosphere shifted. "We're here tonight to honor influence," Kelly began, her voice sharp and deliberate. But influence comes with responsibility, especially when it's built on carefully crafted illusions. The temperature in the room seemed to drop as her words pierced the air, freezing Blake's smile in place. Then came the shocking moment. Kelly pulled up screenshots exposing contradictions in Lively's claims about her sparkling mixer brand, Betty Buzz. While Blake had long told the heartwarming tale of developing her mixers in her kitchen using her mother's recipes, Kelly revealed accounts from former employees who claimed that professional flavor developers were behind the real work. Witnesses said Blake's face went pale as Kelly continued, and Ryan Reynolds, usually the master of charm in awkward moments, sat frozen beside her, his trademark smirk gone. One attendee later said it was clear the couple realized this wasn't lighthearted teasing but a direct, merciless takedown. Kelly then shifted gears, displaying clips from Blake's interviews to highlight glaring inconsistencies in her stories about building her business from scratch. "Blake wants us to believe she built her empire on grit and determination," Kelly stated, her tone turning sharper. Yet she conveniently forgets the privileges of her Hollywood background and the professional team that carries her brand. The ballroom fell silent. No whispers, no clinking glasses, just stunned faces watching as Kelly unraveled years of careful PR work. Some guests exchanged uneasy looks, while others stared, captivated by the dramatic spectacle. Just as the tension seemed unbearable, Kelly delivered the final blow by turning to the one topic that had always shielded Blake from criticism, her image as a devoted mother. "Blake has built her empire on the illusion of being the perfect mom," Kelly said, but those closest to her say she's barely involved with the products she promotes using her family's name. Finally, Kelly addressed Blake directly from the podium, her words echoing through the silent hall. Tonight, we're not honoring Blake Lively, the actress or entrepreneur. We're seeing Blake Lively, Hollywood's most talented illusionist, spinning a fantasy of success that doesn't exist. Cameras captured the chaos that followed, Blake whispering urgently to Ryan, her manicured hand trembling as she covered her mouth, her eyes darting across the room in panic. The couple's polished composure shattered completely, replaced by shock and humiliation as the audience sat in stunned disbelief, witnessing the unraveling of a Hollywood fairy tale in real time.
Are you going to be avoiding her inside because she's expected to be here with Ryan?
I have a feeling she's going to be avoiding me. I won't be avoiding anybody.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And what do you think of her new movie, Another Simple Favor? People are saying she's feuding with Anna. Do you believe that? Or?
I couldn't care less, but I do care when people bastardize Me Too allegations against, people who don't deserve it. And I think, notwithstanding the fact that they can lawyer up with very powerful PR people and lawyers and so on, we have to be very clear-eyed on what looks real and what doesn't and call it out when it isn't. Otherwise, no one who's actually experienced these things is going to be believed.
Well, I got to give Megyn Kelly, hold on, this is going to hurt me to say, so much credit here for basically saying, we don't care about her movie, A Simple Favor 2 or whatever. Who cares? The point is, if she made up these Me Too allegations, which Megyn Kelly rightfully says pretty much every one of her allegations has been explained away, then she's bastardizing a movement. So this gets in the way of real victims. By standing up against somebody who made something up, if she did, you are clearing the path so victims have a sort of a highway, a transportation to get to the authorities, to get to the people that can help them, whether it be to share their story and be believed. It gets rid of the boy who cried wolf, if Blake Lively is that.
And what do you think of Hugh Jackman and Taylor Swift being dragged into this? Do you think it's unfair or?
Well, look, either Taylor Swift is her dragon or she isn't. I don't know. That's what Blake Lively says, so I guess I'll have to take her at her word, even though I really shouldn't. So if I were Taylor, I'd speak out about it. Obviously, she's reportedly distanced herself from Blake Lively. All right.
Yeah, there it is. So Taylor Swift deciding not to comment really at all publicly about this shows that she's keeping her.
Those panicked whispers were only the beginning of what would become a full-blown backstage meltdown. Hollywood's golden couple, known for their polished red carpet charm, completely unraveled once the cameras stopped rolling. After Megyn Kelly's public takedown, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds wasted no time slipping away from their table, their faces pale and expressions unreadable. They made a beeline for the restricted backstage area, abandoning their usual photo ops, handshakes, and practice small talk. The couple who typically thrived in the spotlight now couldn't escape it fast enough. According to an event staff member who witnessed the scene, the moment they were out of public view, Blake's carefully maintained composure shattered instantly. She completely lost it, the insider revealed. The actress who built her career on poise and control allegedly hurled her phone across the room in fury, her calm celebrity veneer replaced by unfiltered rage. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds, the famously witty actor who diffuses tension with humor, was dead serious, pacing the floor and frantically making calls to their PR team. He was all business, the source continued. There was nothing funny about the way he handled it. He looked panicked. Blake's voice reportedly echoed through the room as she shouted, "She can't just say that about me," exposing how deeply Kelly's words had struck her. Ryan tried to calm her down, but his efforts were futile against her emotional storm. The cracks in their public unity were showing more clearly than ever. Their whispered conversations revealed a far more calculated side to their relationship. One source overheard Ryan telling Blake they needed to get their story straight before making any public comments, suggesting their seemingly spontaneous interviews are often rehearsed and managed like performances. As the tension escalated, Blake allegedly turned her anger toward her own publicity team, blaming them for not vetting Megyn Kelly before the event. She reportedly demanded immediate firings, threatening to cut ties with anyone she believed had failed her. The moment painted a ruthless picture of the actress. far removed from the charming, down-to-earth figure she projects online. Witnesses say she then ordered her team to ensure all footage of Kelly's speech was destroyed, even threatening legal action against Time magazine if it surfaced. It was a desperate move, one that highlighted how far Blake was willing to go to erase the public humiliation rather than confront it. Her attempt to control the narrative only fueled industry speculation. Their complete absence from the afterparty, a key networking opportunity for the elite, spoke volumes. For a couple so obsessed with image and branding, skipping the event was practically an admission of turmoil. Insiders whispered that the pair's vanishing act turned what could have been a manageable PR hiccup into the biggest scandal of the night. But the damage didn't end there. As Kelly's comments continued to spread through Hollywood's social circles, her most devastating revelation began to gain traction: the claim that Blake had been exploiting her own mother's story for profit. Those picture-perfect Instagram posts of Blake and her mom, Elaine, smiling in kitchens and laughing over drinks weren't just wholesome family moments. They were marketing gold. Every mention of Elaine in interviews about Betty Buzz was part of a larger strategy to make the brand seem authentic and heartfelt. But according to people familiar with the company, Elaine's actual involvement was minimal. The heartwarming story of mother-daughter collaboration was, like so much else in Blake's narrative, a carefully crafted illusion. Behind the smiles and curated photos lay a deliberate campaign to blend family, business, and image into a single, profitable brand, one now threatened by a night that exposed just how fragile the illusion truly was. Blake Lively has long positioned her mother, Elaine, as the heartwarming inspiration behind her Betty Buzz brand, often claiming, "My mother taught me everything about entertaining." But Megyn Kelly's revelations told a much darker story. During her exposé, Kelly displayed private messages from Blake to her marketing team that stripped away the wholesome image. One message read, "We need to lean harder into the mother narrative for the holiday campaign. People eat that stuff up." Another directive instructed the team to find old photos of Elaine in the kitchen from the 80s to use in promotional materials, despite the fact that professional mixologists, not Elaine, had created the recipes. Kelly went on to reveal how Blake selectively edited and exaggerated her mother's life for brand storytelling. Internal communications showed that Blake ordered her PR team to emphasize Elaine's supposed struggles raising children while chasing her passions, crafting an emotional, hardship narrative that family friends insist was far from reality. While Elaine was indeed a devoted mother, sources confirmed that her challenges had been dramatized to sell a more compelling brand story. The manipulation didn't stop there. 3 former Betty Buzz employees confirmed that Elaine had virtually no role in the company's creative process. Elaine visited the office exactly once, one developer said anonymously. Blake had her pose with the mixing equipment for photos, but she wasn't involved in creating the products. Yet marketing campaigns consistently credited Elaine's family recipes as the soul of the brand. Even more troubling, those close to Elaine described her as feeling trapped by the situation. She loves her daughter but hates how her life has been rewritten, a longtime family friend revealed. Elaine reportedly feels uneasy about being portrayed as a struggling single mother, a fiction designed to make Blake's brand seem more relatable. The evidence Kelly presented grew increasingly damning. Despite being the supposed muse of Betty Buzz, Elaine has been absent from 4 consecutive product launches. Blake's team cited scheduling conflicts, but eyewitnesses confirmed Elaine was in New York during at least 2 of those events, deliberately left out. Additional texts obtained by Kelly painted an even clearer picture of strategic exploitation. "Sales are dipping. Push the mom angle harder," Blake allegedly wrote. "Get those childhood kitchen photos out there again." Each message lined up perfectly, with new marketing pushes focused on maternal imagery. Industry consultant Tara Winters, who reviewed the documents, called it a blatant commodification of family. She added, "It's one thing to be inspired by your mother, it's another to fabricate her story to sell drinks." When pressed for comment, Blake's representatives offered only a curt no comment. Meanwhile, those close to Elaine say she feels increasingly used and misrepresented, torn between protecting her daughter's reputation and her own truth.
So much to say about the last 2 years of my life, but tonight is not the forum.
So does that mean she's going to do an Oprah interview? Oh my God, bring it on.
What I will speak to separately is the feeling of being a woman who has a voice today.
Sorry, I keep interrupting, but I got a commentary, and I'm so sick of her saying, a woman who has a voice today, as if she didn't have a voice previously. Girl, you have one of the loudest voices I've seen in Hollywood. You stole the entire damn movie from Justin. You threatened him. I will not promote this unless I get this. I will not do this unless you get that. I will not sign that until I get this. You have the biggest voice I've seen. I've watched far too many interviews. You're all about authorship and getting your way. So don't you dare keep trying to play like you are a woman that doesn't have a voice.
And since I could speak, because of the pain, caution, and fight of the many women who have paved the way and the men who stood beside them.
Oh, thank you all women for allowing me to take this man's movie and be a mean girl and do whatever I want. Thank you, women. I hope you're proud of me now. Are you proud, women? Let me know in the comments as you're watching.
Millions I will never know the name of, because every life, every act, big or small, affects another. Before I say more, I want to warn that I will speak about tonight covers trauma, so please feel free to step away if you need.
Yeah, just leave the gala. Go into the lobby, I guess. And sorry, because I got to share a story to help my PR.
My life was influenced most by my mother, sitting here tonight, Willie Elaine McAlpin.
Oh, Blake's mother. Oh, I don't know what's worse, when celebrities need affection or if they need to have now their parents get affection.
She's an eternal optimist, and she's always leaving me messages, hooping and hollering and saying, "Woo, life's just a bowl of cherries." It's true, always. And she'll get your number tonight, and she'll leave you those messages, so please be warned.
Oh my God, steer clear. Steer clear, people.
But at her urging and her unwavering bravery, she wanted me to share with you that she is a survivor of the worst crime someone can commit against a woman.
She's using the Time 100 gala to reveal this? Girl, did you forget you had a whole movie about this that you refused to talk about? That literally, someone's like, what do people do if they have this and they want to talk about the subject matter? Oh, they can get my social security number or my location share. I don't know. Like, you did everything in your power to avoid this topic. And you had a mom who went through it. And now you're dropping it out during this whole drama that's backfired on you. And you thought this is the time and place? And how convenient that People Magazine's there with their iPhone to catch and post this evening. Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
I've watched her conceal her raw and undeserved shame my entire life. So as her daughter, being asked to share this today is monumental.
Thanks, Mom, for giving me your moment so I can look like a victim through you. This is like when Amber took her assistant's story. Do you guys remember? I didn't think that she could get worse, but I'm speechless.
We name it, we change it. Just as our fellow Time 100 honoree, the incredible Giselle Pellicot, put it to every woman who understood. It's not for us to have shame. It's for them.
Blake Lively's team's silence spoke volumes. But Megyn Kelly was far from finished. After exposing Blake's manipulation of her mother's image, Kelly shifted gears with a strategic precision that left the audience frozen. She wasn't just accusing Blake of exploiting family ties. She was dismantling the entire mythology behind her public persona. What we're seeing with Blake isn't a single misstep, Kelly announced, as a screen behind her lit up with a decade-spanning timeline of contradictions. This is a systematic pattern of reinvention and manipulation that traces back to her earliest interviews. Gasps rippled through the audience as Kelly rolled clips of Blake contradicting herself in televised interviews, one from 2018 where she claimed she was discovered randomly while shopping, and another from 2019 in which she described rigorous auditions and calculated preparation for the exact same role. The discrepancies only deepened when Kelly shifted to Blake's fitness image. Here she tells Vogue she hates working out, Kelly said, showing a headline. And here are her own Instagram stories, same month, featuring personal training sessions with Don Saladino, one of Hollywood's top fitness coaches. So, which Blake should we believe? The relatable one who never hits the gym, or the millionaire hiring elite trainers? The audience murmured as Kelly's next slide appeared, Testimonies from 3 former Gossip Girl castmates who accused Blake of taking credit for other people's ideas. They claimed she had reused improvised lines from her co-stars, presenting them in interviews as her own creativity, and even suggested she had co-written scenes penned by the show's writers. Kelly then brought up fashion industry veteran Camila Torres, who confirmed that Blake's supposed self-styled looks were another illusion. Blake would approve our work, add a bracelet or belt, and then tell reporters she styled herself, Torres said. We were told never to correct her publicly. Each revelation chipped away at the Hollywood darling's image, but the real damage came when Kelly exposed Blake's ever-changing business backstory. In a 2022 Forbes feature, Blake proudly declared she had built her company from scratch with no investors. Yet Kelly pulled up SEC filings proving the initial funding came from wealthy Hollywood executives and family friends. Her business has more origin stories than Spider-Man, Kelly quipped, earning a few nervous laughs. The laughter faded fast when Kelly revealed Blake's false claims about designing her own Met Gala gown. 3 separate designers have shown proof, including sketches and emails, that they created the dress Blake said she personally designed, Kelly revealed. And when confronted, she either rewrites the story or claims she was misunderstood. Then came the moment that changed everything. Kelly's next slide transitioned to the topic of Blake and Ryan Reynolds' marriage, their supposedly perfect partnership that had long captivated the public. Let's talk about timing, Kelly said with a wry smile. On screen, side-by-side images appeared, the couple's most viral social media posts, perfectly aligned with major business announcements and movie premieres. Every viral moment, every spontaneous joke, they all occur within 48 hours of a new product launch or film release, Kelly explained. Former publicist Amelia Davidson confirmed the orchestrated strategy. Those hilarious roasts they post about each other? They're drafted, reviewed, and approved by PR teams. None of it's real. It's engagement marketing. Kelly's next slide showed paparazzi photos labeled candid, but she revealed they were all taken by the same photographers under arranged deals. Notice the identical walking poses, the same caught-off-guard expressions, even color-coordinated outfits, Kelly said. These aren't coincidences. They're rehearsed. A production assistant from Ryan's recent film added more fuel to the fire, revealing that Blake's so-called surprise visit to set, an event that generated millions of likes, was planned weeks ahead. Photographers were pre-booked. Blake showed up, posed for 20 minutes, and left, the assistant told Kelly. The next day, it was sold as a spontaneous romantic moment. Even a couple's home life wasn't safe from scrutiny. Interior designer Marcus Chin disclosed that their frequently photographed family home was actually a staged property designed purely for magazine features. Their real house looks nothing like what you see in Architectural Digest, Chin said. They treat their public home like a film set, every pillow, every light, placed for visual perfection. Then came the testimony that left the ballroom in uneasy silence, statements from former friends of the couple. At first, it felt special to be part of their circle, one longtime acquaintance admitted. But you realize you're just a prop. Every gathering turns into content. Every private moment feels like a photo opportunity. Another added, when the cameras are off, it's like watching strangers. There's no warmth, no spark, just cold calculation. Kelly ended the segment with her sharpest critique yet, exposing a pattern of overcompensation. Displaying a chart correlating the couple's social media activity with negative press cycles, she explained, every time rumors of tension arise, their public affection spikes. More jokes, more selfies, more interviews about how in love they are. She paused, letting the weight of her words settle. The harder they try to prove their perfect connection, the clearer it becomes that something's being hidden. By the end, the once enchanted audience looked shaken. Kelly hadn't just revealed contradictions. She'd systematically dismantled one of Hollywood's most admired love stories. The lively Reynolds relationship, once viewed as aspirational, now appeared to be less a romance and more a masterclass in image manipulation, a polished illusion crafted for maximum profit and public devotion.
Intentionally positioned yourself as the face of your many businesses, which obviously has a huge upside. You can feature Deadpool in these commercials. People know who you are. The downside is you cannot always control what the internet is saying about you.
What I love is he's like, oh, is this softball interviewer actually trying to go somewhere that I told her we're not allowed to go? He's like,
what the headlines are saying about you. So how has that media attention impacted your brand, your businesses?
Well, I mean, it's a good question. And she didn't ask the elephant in the room, but she kind of did, right? She's like, how does all the negative attention affect your businesses? Because if you scroll through the comments of this video, Team Justin all the way. But let's hear his response.
No, it's like Tina Fey says, if you're feeling good about yourself, just go online.
I mean, that's true, but of course he has to position himself right away as the victim.
Which is so true. Honestly, I give a lot of talks to students about storytelling and about, how you can do it in different buckets. You can do it in unexpected ways. My company's North Star is bringing people together in smart, fun, and unexpected ways. And when I do these talks, sometimes the last one I did, I mentioned that the greatest superpower I ever had in my life, I'm not talking about just my career or anything, was knowing who I am. And when you're young and you're in your 20s, at least I was, you're trying on personalities like they're shirts. I mean, you're literally just, I'll be this person, I'll be that person. And one day you've stolen from 1,000, so you're a genius, not a thief. And
thank you for finally admitting you stole it from a lot of people.
As the audience was still reeling from Megyn Kelly's shocking revelations, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' phones exploded with frantic messages from their PR teams. Nothing exposes the fragility of fame, quite like the moment a celebrity's carefully crafted image begins to collapse before the world's eyes. Within just 45 minutes of leaving the TIME100 gala, their crisis teams had gone into full-blown emergency mode. According to celebrity crisis manager Tessa Winters, this wasn't standard PR cleanup. It was a code-red response reserved for career-threatening meltdowns. The couple's team reportedly launched contingency plans that had been quietly prepared for years. True to their usual playbook, Blake and Ryan avoided addressing Kelly's allegations directly. Instead, Blake's Instagram suddenly featured a previously unseen, candid photo of her baking cookies with her children, conveniently reinforcing the nurturing image Kelly had questioned. Entertainment journalist Marco Sanchez later revealed that these posts weren't spontaneous. They were pulled from a secret content vault maintained for reputation emergencies. But the damage control didn't stop there. By 9 a.m. the next morning, 3 major entertainment outlets had mysteriously released glowing articles about Blake's upcoming projects. Media analyst Jordan Chin explained that these weren't coincidences, but rather favors called in by their team, using pre-written puff pieces waiting in draft folders. Then came Blake's announcement of a $250,000 donation to a maternal health charity, less than 24 hours after Kelly's takedown. Crisis PR expert Vanessa Le described the move as textbook image repair. When your integrity is under fire, perform generosity to redirect attention. The timing, she said, was far too convenient. Social media analysts soon noticed another layer of manipulation. Thousands of identical supportive comments appeared across the couple's posts within minutes of each other. Digital analyst Devin Williams confirmed evidence of mass-purchased engagement, estimating over 8,000 fake comments deployed within the first 12 hours. Meanwhile, Ryan's scheduled morning show appearance was suddenly canceled, his rep citing a throat infection. Yet a production assistant disclosed that his team had tried to negotiate a gag order preventing any discussion of Kelly's remarks. When producers refused, Ryan was conveniently too sick to attend. Even more concerning, 3 journalists later confirmed receiving calls from the couple's representatives offering exclusive interviews in exchange for an agreement never to mention Kelly's exposé. The level of orchestration behind their so-called authenticity shocked many in the industry. What Megyn Kelly did that night extended far beyond one Hollywood couple. It cracked open the illusion of sincerity that has long propped up celebrity culture. Her exposé forced the public to confront a difficult question. Are we seeing genuine people or meticulously scripted characters built for profit? While Blake and Ryan's PR machine continues to churn out curated family moments and public gestures of kindness, the facade has been pierced. Fans are no longer consuming their image passively, they're questioning it. The ripple effects of that night are already reshaping the way audiences interpret the stories celebrities sell. The lively Reynolds empire, once synonymous with authenticity and charm, is showing its fractures, and behind the smiles lies a desperate effort to keep control. One thing is certain, Megyn Kelly won't be on their guest list ever again.